Facebook, I had a few of my women friends who saw my previous video, and most people would think that most women would be angry at what I said, which is something I'm not really concerned about. But what was refreshing was the fact that when I went through the 1975 to the present day time cycle, they understood exactly what I was talking about, because not only have a lot of black men saw a moral decline in our community, a lot of black women have saw the moral decline in our community as well. And that was very helpful to me because um, I never heard of any black woman or black women, for that matter, admit that they also saw the moral decline in our community back during the times of I was talking about, like when I said that I saw a moral decline which started in 1975, as I said, when the disco era came in and everything. A couple of these women were telling me that they were also um, taken advantage of a lot because of the father not being there, and because of the mother um, having to go to clubs and stuff like that to pretty much not literally prostitute herself, but sometimes they would have to go to bars and meet men, and they would bring men home and sleep with them for the sake of trying to get their bills paid. This was going on a whole lot in the 70s, all the way through the 80s and the 90s. And some people would say that that that's going on right now, and in some cases I wouldn't doubt it. But it was educational for me to hear. These was like four women that I know from Facebook, and they was telling me that they understood exactly um, what I saw as a man, but they was letting me know we as black women saw the same things. And one of them had told me, I can't mention her name, but she was telling me that while her father wasn't there, but while her mother was going to clubs and things like that, she was taken advantage of by her uncle. And that's sad. So it's a lot of trauma in our community, especially with our women. So I think a lot of that stuff needs to be addressed. A lot of that needs to be addressed. And once we understand how important it is to get past our hurt and our anger and our outrage, only then will we be able to truly hear one another. But what had upset me was the mocking of Brother Kevin Samuel's death, and it only revealed how very um, self-destructive that our community has become. And so we definitely have to do better. We have to do better by one another. We have to end the mocking of one another during life and during death. So when it all comes down to it, we have to understand that our community will never be completely healed until we stop inflicting further pain. Because in this system, especially when Obama was in office, it seemed like before we had a chance to heal from one police killing, it was another one transpiring. So when you are a part of a community that seems to never have effective time to heal from one event, and then there's another infliction. It's like you never have a chance to heal. You never have a chance to heal, and you have a people that feels powerless and hopeless, and a lot of the things that we would do. To me personally, I felt like a whole lot of that stuff didn't have any meaning to it. The standing outside yelling Ungawa Black Power and pumping your fists in the air and wearing the afro, and you know, to me all of that stuff didn't mean anything. And if this offends you, I really don't care. I don't care at all. Because yelling Black Power, Ungawa Black Power, the reason why a whole lot of the government people would allow you to do that for a whole hour is because the only thing you were going to do, you're just going to yell Black Power, Ungawa, we want justice for a whole hour. And then eventually you're going to stop and just going to take your signs, you're going to go home. And nothing was accomplished. Nothing with meaning was accomplished. I think what Brother Malcolm did when he went overseas and he was speaking at the UN, I think that was one of the most important steps towards getting justice in this country for so-called African American people. I think that was one of the most important steps and of trying to get justice for our people. But all at the same time, we're going to have to understand that when you're dealing with a people who are hurting, we have to also understand that hurting and healing is all one movement. And this government system also knows that if the people are hurting, it means they're only hurting because they're in the process of healing. So we have to continue to keep hurting them, keep hurting them, keep hurting them, so that they won't ever have a chance to heal. So what's happening right now with mostly the Black women in our community, they're causing a whole lot of pain in our community. I mean, to sit up and listen to Black women on YouTube consistently talking about aborting Black male children, that's terrible. And with them not understanding that if you destroy all Black male children, you're destroying yourself. We as Black men, we have the option. See, if we had the heart and the mind to try to, you might as well say, exterminate Black women, the only thing the Black man would have to do is just breed with another race. That's all we would have to do, because we possess the dominant gene. The Black man possess the dominant gene. Okay? If the Black man lay with a white woman, they're going to have a Black baby. No matter what race of woman the Black man breeds with, that child is going to be considered Black. It's going to be a Black child. Now, if we wanted to exterminate the Black woman, as I said before, the only thing we have to do is just breed with other races and let the current generation of Black women who don't want Black men just get old and just die off, while the Black men just lay with other races and produce a whole new community of Black people. And that way, we're not killing anyone. We're not aborting anyone. It's just, it just would be a whole different method and direction of preserving our race. We just wouldn't be doing it with you Black women. So the community is in a whole lot of pain right now. And we need more Black women to speak out about how we as a race are destroying the community without making it singularly an attack on black women and black men. Because if we keep going back and forth, attacking one another, the only thing that we're doing is participating in destroying the moral fiber of our community and what's left of it. So I just wanted to mention this right quick because I felt like this was very important. But you know, they were asking me, was I a part of this manosphere community? And I would have to say no. And I'm not interested in being a part of the community, even though I support a lot of what the brothers are doing. You know, brothers like Angry Man. I watch Angry Man all the time. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant brother. Brother Anton. And what's that other? Laqueef. If I'm not saying that correctly, but the group, I listened to their dialogue a whole lot. But there's a lot of work to do. And what we have to understand primarily is that we are a people who are in a lot of pain, and a whole lot of the pain we haven't even um, took the time to go into therapy, like Brother Samuels was trying to get us to do. A lot of us don't know how to meditate because I meditate all the time. That's how I maintain my humility. Humility, because humility is important. It permits you to be able to pay attention. But our people are in a lot of pain, and I would suggest we try our hardest to talk about the ills of our community without attacking one another. Like I say, I'm not a part of the manosphere, but I do support what the brothers are out there doing. I'm a writer, and I deal with a lot of spiritual and psychological aspects, and it just had really upset me when I saw how many people was mocking Brother Samuels, and I didn't like that at all. I felt like that was very disrespectful. I felt like Vivica A. Fox and that crew of so-called queens was being very disrespectful, and I just think that instead of us continuously throwing um, our morality away simply because we disagreed with someone, or we're angry with one another, that's not a good thing, you know. And I just want to say this last thing is that there's an old saying that that still goes around that says we have to agree to disagree. I don't agree with that, you know, because when you agree to disagree, it means that you agree to disagree, and it does nothing but separate. You go in your direction and I go in mine, and nothing is resolved, and therefore there's some animosity between us even though we're communicating. I would suggest that we understand what real love and respect means. That's like if we are sitting at a table and we have different opinions on things, and we have a different approach on matters simply because of our past experiences, which we accumulated certain information in a certain perception because of our past experiences, and that's normal. That's an individual thing. But the only way that we really can truly come together is sit at the table, talk about these things, objectively is if we understand how very important it is to maintain our love and respect for one another. We don't have to agree to disagree. We have to agree to agree. And to agree, all of that is rooted in love. We're going to sit at this table and we're going to continue to discuss this matter until we both can understand exactly why we perceive things a certain way. And we just go deeper and deeper until we both agree on that one fact, on that one truth. And once we understand the vitality of that one truth, and then we can go from that understanding and we can resolve our differences together. But we have to be willing to do that. So this is my last video as far as this manosphere related thing, because I don't think that I don't find myself interested enough to join in that area of the community. Like I say, even though I respect a lot of the brilliant brothers that are utilizing their time for that particular area, but myself, I'm more of a writer. I've got a few books coming out in 2023, and I have a lot of friends in different areas of religion, like the Nation of Islam, the Sunni Muslims, and even in the Christian church. I'm pretty much of a universal man. But when it all boils down to it, if you don't have love and respect for one another, this problem is going to continue to grow, until we end up destroying ourselves. And so, as I say with all of my videos, with all of that being said, I offer my condolences to Brother Kevin Samuels' family, and I would just suggest a lot of our Black women to take the time to look at yourselves, go inside, look back at some of the things that you thought and you said after this man passed, and really look at yourself. Really look at yourself. Put the anger and the resentment aside and how you felt about Brother Kevin Samuels, and you look solely at the way that you reacted, the things that you thought and the things that you said. Because Brother Kevin Samuels was somebody's son, he was someone's father, he was someone's uncle, and death is going to touch us all. It's going to touch all of us. It's going to touch all of us. So that being said, I have to get out of here because I have to go to work. And that's pretty much it. So just stay human. And what I mean by stay human, stay a member of humanity. Because to be human, it's not, I hear a lot of people say, well, I'm only human, but being human doesn't always imply that you are a flawed creation. To be a human being is to be a member of humanity. So this is what we're going to have to understand. We have to get back. We have to get our humanity back. And we can't be going back and forth with one another. And like I say, I salute all of the brothers in the manosphere that's doing their work. And regardless of how harsh it sounds and how frustrated we become, it's only because we expect better from our Black women, and we expect better from our brothers. That's all it is. So with all of that being said, I have to get out of here. And I've got love for all of you. And I just want us to remember how very important it is to stay human, stay a member of humanity. And as long as you stay human, you're at the highest apex of morality. Stay human. Peace.